Fellow Nigerians, all we need is genuine leadership. A leader that has a strategy to pull Nigeria from its doldrum. A leader that has a strategy to get Nigeria working again. You see, if I'm elected come 2023, one of the strategies I'm going to use is I'm going to change the value system. You see, our value system, to be precise, is our work ethics, the culture. How do we look at work? You see, if we see work from a different mindset, it's going to be very difficult. So the strategy is changing the mindset of people, changing the value system, especially how we work, the culture. Currently, the culture we have now is not working. We are not taking responsibility as workers. The assets we're talking about is a body of workers. How do Nigerians look at work? I am going to redefine what work means if I'm elected, because it is a basic thing. It's the fundamental thing. We change the culture, the work ethics, how we view work. Otherwise, we cannot make an impact in the world. Otherwise, we cannot turn things around. No matter how much money you pour into the system, no matter how much money you throw into the system, it's not going to help anything except when you change the culture, the value system. Do we reward people who work? Do we have respect for people who work? Do we look at work as something that comes natural instead of a chore? Do we avoid efforts? So if the answer to all these things is yes, then that means we need to change the system. We need to change the culture. If we don't change the culture, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to be successful as a country. And we cannot sustain the population and the growth that is already happening at the moment. So the basic thing, first is I'm going to go to school, look at the school curriculum. Change the mindset of the people, change the mindset of the students in such a way that the graduates, people who are coming out from universities and also people who are coming out from secondary school, so that they look at, instead of being people who are writing CVs based on looking for job, they be writing plans on how to start off their own business, plans on how to employ people. It's a complete 360 turnaround from being employees to being employers. We have to train our youth from the secondary school to the university on how to be producers, on how to be employers instead of being employees, instead of looking for a job. The job you're looking for, who's going to create it? How much can the government create? Now, so until we change this trend, it's going to be very difficult to sustain the population and the growth that is already happening. So first and foremost, we have to go to our school system, change the value system, make sure that we imbibe in the pupils, in the graduates, that look, it is their responsibility to create job rather than looking for job. So if you are looking for job, that is not the trend. That is not what we celebrate. We're going to celebrate people who are not looking for job, but people who are producing, people who are employing. And then we're going to give incentive to SMEs, so that at the beginning, especially at the early time of starting up a business, it's always very difficult. We have to support these SMEs to grow so that they can have the capacity to sustain their uniqueness and the productivity we expect from them. It is very, very important. Because a lot of people may not believe in me, but I feel very strong about it, that we can turn things around in Nigeria. What we need is wisdom. The wisdom of looking at value system. The wisdom of rewarding people who do something, not people rewarding people who avoid effort. The more we reward people who avoid effort, the less productive we are, the less encouraging we give to people, and the less of uniqueness, because the world runs on uniqueness. So each person who is coming out from the school or from the university is gonna demonstrate his uniqueness. What are you good at? Which courses or what are you best at? Can you be the best in the world? Can you be the best in your country? That is what the target we will be focusing on. So in that process, we're going to get about 60 to 70% of Nigerian youth, able-bodied men and women, into work. That is the way to move forward. Self-production is what keeps the country out of poverty. Self-production is what keeps the country out of hunger. We don't expect other countries to feed us when we cannot feed ourselves. So this is one of the strategies I'm going to use. This is one of the strategies I'm going to embark on. Self-production. Getting people to change their mindset about work. To be precise, you need to change the way you look at work. We need to reward people who are working. We need to reward we need to reward people who are working. So this is the thing we're going to do. Worklessness cannot be tolerated in my own time when I'm elected. We need to let everybody work, as long as you have the capacity and you have the energy to work. It is very, very important. Then another strategy I'm going to do is the universal health. I will expect every citizen to have access to universal health. It's very, very important. As I'm talking to you, if not because of good facilities, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I have seen what good medical facilities can do. I have seen what it cannot do. So that is why I'm calling Nigerians. Time has come for us to review. Look at what we are doing. Time has come for us to stop blaming Peter, stop blaming Paul, stop blaming Helen and Josephine or anybody you want. It is very critical for us to look at things. So our health facility, our health is a big problem. So health care has become a big problem, and it's going to be one of my top priorities to give people good health, to provide people facilities, and also to make sure the medical doctors and nurses that we train, we spend a lot of money training, are returned to Nigeria to render these services that are being rendered abroad, to render it in Nigeria. That is the way to ensure growth in the economy. So throwing money around in the economy, doing budget that is not implementable, does not solve any problem. Genuine leadership is a solution to our problem. I am saying it. Genuine leadership is a solution to our problem. Genuine leadership is when we have a leader who can identify opportunity, who can say, look, this is the opportunity, work on it, and use it to turn things around. I believe strongly Nigeria could be a world player in the global world. Thank you.